I'm a forward-thinking individual who constantly seeks out opportunities to learn new things and challenge my limitations. And one of my favorite activities is definitely learning languages because I believe that distinctive tongues is strongly associated with long-established traditions and history. So I can know more about different cultures of various countries in the world, and I find learning languages is pretty fascinating, and I will tell you about it. If my memory serves me precisely, since I was a youngster, I was enamored with listening to American songs since I found that the pronunciation and everything relevant to this language is immensely captivating. And when I listen to people pronouncing those American words, it sounds very fancy and catchy. So, I have nurtured a great desire to learn this language for a while. The reason why I think mastering this language is appealing for me is that whenever I practice speaking English, even just a few simple words, I feel tremendously pleased with my performance. And I think language is important. It's something that I can, conveys the beauty of a country's cultures and history. So studying English can create my sense of knowledge about American cultures, lifestyles, and distinctive facets. Nevertheless, learning languages can be demanding for my abilities, since English is widely perceived to be one of the hardest languages in the world. That's why I'm ready to make concerted efforts to confront my limitations so I can surpass my discouraging moments and failures to improve my language proficiency. I think learning languages can do wonders for my intelligence since I have to stay concentrated and, be more patient. So further down the line, I will seize possible opportunities to improve myself by listening to American songs and consuming more American literary works to invigorate my language level. And I will also induce my buddies to learn this language. In the belief that we could support each other to be proficient in speaking foreign languages. The first question is that, do children learn much faster than adults? Well, this question is quite tricky since I don't have many statistics about this aspect. But according to one scientific research that I have watched, I remember that kids are still young and their brains are evenly established, so they don't have dominant ability in the left or right hemisphere, which can be beneficial for them to learn anything relating to, logical phases, such as tackling math homework or learning musical instruments or even arts. So I think this biological nature can help them to learn new things much faster and more effectively. Not to mention that youngsters are innocent and inquisitive about things in the world, so they have the eagerness to consume new things and don't have to be excessively concerned about other responsibilities, such as making money or taking care of others. So I believe that they can learn new things more effectively compared to the older generations. The second question, why should we learn something we are interested in? Well, I suppose that this propensity is driven by numerous compelling reasons. The first cause is that when we are infatuated with learning something, we will have the dominant ability in that skill and we can consume more specialized information relevant to that subject. Therefore, I believe that we can save a significant amount of time and effort in being competent at that skill. And the second reason is that when learning something new, it is inevitable to encounter some discouraging and failures that might dampen our spirits. So learning things that we are enamored can help us to have sufficient motivation to move forward, and finally we could overcome our limitation to improve ourselves. Next question, what are the differences between hard work and smart work? Well, I believe that there is a substantial difference between hard working and smart working. Regarding hard work, I suppose that some individuals tend to work in earnest to devote a great deal of effort and time in accomplishing something. So they constantly follow the instructions and requirements of their bosses or the companies in order to fulfill their missions. By contrast, other people tend to think meticulously before embarking on that duty, so they can reckon the most optimal approach to address potential problems and promote their productivity. So I suppose that the latter way can be more beneficial, since people can save a great deal of time and effort in accomplishing their task and help them to improve their skill more considerably.
Ok, chúng ta cùng nhau học từ mới nha. Đầu tiên chúng ta sẽ có một danh từ là tongue, có nghĩa là ngôn ngữ, nó tương tự với language. Thì trong một số trường hợp mình có thể thay thế qua lại để paraphrase nó cho cái câu trả lời mình nó phong phú hơn. Vậy thì mình nói là distinctive tongues, có nghĩa là nhiều cái ngôn ngữ khác nhau đặc trưng. Tiếp theo khi mà mình nói là trong tương lai thì ví dụ mình nói là in the future hoài thì nó sẽ hơi bị nhàm. Mình có thể thay bằng further down the line hoặc là further down the road, có nghĩa là trong tương lai kết lại á. Một danh từ tiếp theo là literary work. Literary work có nghĩa là những cái tác phẩm văn học. Và khi mà chúng ta nói là ví dụ như cái gì đó mà nó được hình thành một cách đều, một cách đồng đều hai bên thì mình nói là evenly established. Khi mình nói là não được phát triển một cách đồng đều thì brains are evenly established. Và một danh từ tiếp theo là hemisphere, có nghĩa là bán cầu não trái hoặc phải thì mình sử dụng danh từ là hemisphere. Một tính từ tiếp theo là inquisitive, có nghĩa là tò mò và nó tương tự với curious. Một tính từ tiếp theo là inevitable, có nghĩa là không thể tránh được. Nó tương tự với một số tính từ khác như là unavoidable hoặc là inexorable. Cuối cùng chúng ta sẽ có một động từ đó là embark on doing something, có nghĩa là bắt tay vào làm một cái gì đó ha. Embark on doing something.